Hi guys, I just want to do a short video on armor and basically how you can stack it, what you can actually equip and where. Because unless you've previously played Dwarf Fortress prior to Steam and you're used to the actual stacking of clothing, then I think you'd probably be a bit surprised about what you can actually equip on one dwarf. So to start with, obviously you've got different tiers of armor. So this guy over here, this is basically just leather armor. Ignore all the clothes there, but you've got standard leather armor there, leather leggings, leather helm, leather shield, and a lot of people will use this sort of armor for maybe the crossbow dwarves. Now, obviously the weight of the armor affects the speed of the dwarf, which when I get to the final dwarf, you'll see just sort of how much that affects it. But obviously, so these guys are very quick, but very lightly armored, so they're not got much protection against any sort of attacks, be it slashing, piercing, or blunt damage. Now, then over here, I think this is the one I'm looking for. Yeah. Now, this is basically what I first started creating because I didn't realize you could stack. I didn't realize you could wear two types of armor, so I didn't realize you could wear mail and sort of chainmail and a breastplate. So this guy, for example, is wearing his basic clothing. Now, normal clothing does actually help protect the dwarves. Not a great deal. Obviously, not going to protect against slashing attacks very well or piercing attacks very well, but it helps against blunt attacks. So something like a warhammer. So this is a cheap way. Obviously, you can build some breastplates, iron helms, greaves, gauntlets, and you've got a basically armored dwarf and he's quite protected. But the parts aren't protected with this is obviously the extremities. So be it the arms, the neck, the legs, the lower legs, and all the places where you can sort of take massive damage. Cut to the neck is going to give you all sorts of troubles. Now the actual mail that covers the neck. Obviously, it's not as good. It's not as good at stopping sort of slashing attacks or blocking blunt attacks as the plate mail is, but it works together with that. I mean, that's basically the theory on it. So this guy over here, he's basically a mixture of the two. So he's got obviously an iron mail shirt, iron breastplate, iron chain legs. He's missing his greaves. Okay, I've lost his greaves somewhere. As I was trying to set these guys up, basically people just kept pulling their pants off and dropping stuff everywhere. But that would be a standard dwarf. So one mail shirt, one breastplate. He's going to be pretty solid dwarf, and that'll be your basis of your squads. Obviously, if you didn't have that much materials, you could go lighter. So you could go something like this guy. So just basically, why has he got so much jewelry? He's carrying loads of jewelry. So basically, he'd just go, chainmail leggings, chainmail shirt, gauntlets, and that'd be sort of it's going to protect you a bit. Not great, but it's going to do the job. But then when I started reading on the wiki, I noticed what you could actually do, and it surprised me because it's not something I would have even attempted to do. And I've not seen any videos of people showing it being done. So on this little flashing dude over here, you can see he's actually wearing 3 male shirts on his upper body. So he's got 3 male shirts on, plus he's got the breastplate on as well. And that is the most armor you can stack on the upper body of a dwarf. So that's the best it can be. Obviously, the quality of the armor is going to affect how well it defends. Now, this is standard. This is just armor I got off someone I killed. That's why it's got the brackets on the outside. But this is just this is well made. I think this is what this one is. Well crafted. Now, when it comes to your legs, obviously, again, you can have boots. You can have your greaves, but apparently the best form of armour for your legs, you can stack 2 pairs of trousers. Now, again, my guy seems to have thrown his trousers away somewhere, and so I'm not wearing the trousers. When it comes to the helmet, you can stack the helmet with, I believe, it was 6 hoods or 9 hoods. So I think the hoods are in there basically sort of to cushion the blows. Well, I mean, they would have You don't have chainmail quite as far as I've seen in the game, but you could have had like sort of padded sort of hoods, so that would sort of replicate that. But the only issue is, obviously, this guy's very speedy, like I said. This guy, who would be, someone you put in a corridor as the last stand guy, he's really slow. So if I make him go somewhere, Which one is he? Let's see if we can send him just down here, and then you should see with the flow of the other dwarves how slow he is. Yeah, so you can see all the other dwarves are speeding past down here. And he's just chugging it. He's gone. Where's he gone? Every time I send this guy something, he wanders off. I think he gets tired or something. Where is he? Oh, he's there. Oh, he stopped in the food hall. He's probably going to get something to eat. Yeah. But like I say, he's super armoured. Like I said, I would never have attempted to put 3 pieces of chainmail on a guy myself. Now, when it comes to the armour again, obviously, copper, not that great. Well, leather being the lowest, or, well, cloth being the lowest. Then obviously leather is going to give you some protection. Copper, if you've got it, you can use it. Then we're moving into bronze and iron. Obviously, iron's slightly better than bronze. Then obviously, on top of that, you've got steel. And then above that, there's whatever, adamantium. Now, all the different armors will protect differently against different sort of attacks. So plate's obviously going to do sort of better defense against sort of, like I say, slashing attacks or piercing attacks. So if someone's attempting to stab you with a spear, then it's going to protect you better against that. And obviously the tiers of it, so how well it's built. You don't actually know it doesn't show on the forums the actual values. It only shows the values for standard, masterwork, and arcane. And basically, if arcane artifact, if you have artifacts, it's 50% better at deflecting like sort of slashing attacks than sort of standard armor is. So obviously the quality makes a difference. But then also, if you were to have sort of jewel encrusted armor, that may be better, but it's not exactly clear whether or not it is or not. Obviously the same thing goes for the weapons, so different weapons. So who have I got here? Right, so obviously iron warhammers. You know, they've got a best case use scenario. Now, against armored characters, not that great. But if you're going against humanoids, so you go say troglodytes, and the guy's good, like one of my guys down here is, I think he's a hammer dwarf or hammer lord. I think he is. Oh no, he's an axe lord. So axe lord obviously being the sort of the highest level of skill. He's going to hit targeted areas better. So you know he's going to cleave off limbs if you're fighting against things like sort of again troglodytes or any sort of humanoid creatures. He's going to have that skill to go and take off kneecaps and stuff like that. Same thing with the hammers. Okay, if you've got a hammer lord, he's going to be getting one-shot kills, smacking troglodytes in the temple and killing them like that. Now hammers aren't that great against. Well, they're okay against armor, but it's a spear is going to go through chainmail much easier than it is going to go through for a breastplate, for example. And all the weapons have the same sort of quality issues. So if you make it out of copper can pierce iron, copper can pierce steel, but it has a lower chance to do so. So until you get to parity, so until iron weapons have the sort of below adamantium weapons, and steel weapons have the best chance to sort of pierce up iron armor. Copper against steel, not too great. Copper against adamantium, you're in trouble. But now I just thought it was interesting. Like I say, for the stacking, I've not figured it out completely. I don't profess to know everything, but it just completely threw me about the fact you can just stack 3 sets of chainmail. So I'm building my squads the wrong way at the moment, and that's obviously something I'm gonna have to have a look at and change the way I do it. But take a look at the wiki and see yourself what you can stack. If I could make the clothes, but my whole fortress is in a bit of a mess at the moment. I just got attacked. I just got a siege by some goblins. So I've got, where are we up here? I've got one guy. That might have been the dead guy actually. I think that dead guy on the corridor down there I had a dead guy down on the corridor down there. I think he was one of my other soldiers. I think he died. Yeah, but it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I need to sort some stuff out because I've just got stuff everywhere. But if I could, I would make all the pants and all the different hoods and things like that and stack it just to see. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you already knew it, tell me to shut up. But I thought it was interesting.